Hey y'all, it's Justin here again. We are going to walk through some tips on finding deals on some vintage books. So it's trendy to use books for decor, and when you walk into thrift stores or you go into antique stores, sometimes they can be really expensive. So I am going to show you 4 different examples of books that I've found on eBay, and I'm going to break it down by years, the amount of books, what it would cost per book, because in vintage and antique shops or even thrift stores, for one book you can spend anywhere from $6 to $12, right? And that adds up, especially when you're trying to like style a bookcase or something where you need a larger amount of books. So I'm going to walk you through just a few of the sets that I found on eBay. I found eBay to be a great resource, also Marketplace. I bought an entire 1957 encyclopedia group that I have on a bookcase upstairs. I do not have that in this video, but I got it for $50. So when you think about the amount of books and the costs and you divide it out per book, it's a pretty good deal. So I'm going to start with just some what I would consider maybe a coffee table book, and this is a series of 3, and this is gardening. Now you could search whatever you're interested in. Obviously I'm into gardening and home decor, so some of these are going to be based off of my interests. But when you're searching on eBay, that's the great thing about eBay, is you can put in specifically what you're looking for. So if you type in vintage gardening books, lot or set or whatever the case may be, or you can type in, I'm looking for a certain color because I want to match the decor in the room. Vintage blue books, lot or set. If you're looking for only a certain amount, put in the amount. If you're looking for 3, put in 3. Lot of 3, lot of 5. If you're not looking for a specific amount, don't put in a number. Just put blue vintage books set, and then you're going to get sets of 2 to sets of whatever they have online for sale. But we're going to start out with these, and these aren't really super old, but they're old and in good condition. And again, it's a set of 3. This grouping with shipping, I got myself some notes down here, so don't mind if I look down a little bit. This grouping with shipping was $16.13 for 3 hardcover books. These are from 2000. So imagine what's changed in gardening from 2000 to 2026. What that breaks down to is $5.38 a piece. Now, even if you were able to go into Home Good and pick up some of their random books, they have some groupings and some that are just sold individual. I mean, I think the individuals probably start at 12 to 15, and some of the more fancy books probably go in the mid-20s. So again, this grouping, set of 3, make sure I'm showing you the names right, $16.13, so basically $5.38 for the set. Next coolest grouping that I've found, and again it's gardening related, so like I said, search what your interests are, and hopefully your interests will line up with something cool that you can display as well. So this is a vintage grouping of hardcover books as well. I'm gonna hopefully got these so where you can read them. I'm just gonna put them up to the camera. This is a setting of 6. These books are in amazing condition, and these are a set from the National Garden Association from 1929. So these are almost 100 years old, and they look this great still. This grouping, set of 6 from 1929, and did I not break that down? Yes, I did. So these were $81.16, obviously because they're almost 100 years old. That's $13.53 a book, basically. And in just a few years, they're going to be 100-year-old books. So again, yes, I could have went to a vintage or a thrift shop here and purchased 1 or 2 books, but I got an entire set of books for $13.53 each, and they're almost 100 years old and they're in perfect condition. And these are all gardening books, so it's on houseplants, vegetable gardening, planting your garden, roses, lawn making, and the last one here is kind of rubbing off, flower growing. So imagine in that amount of time what has changed. And I'm probably going to do a series at some point reading like from these books to tell you kind of what their ideas were when this took place back in 1929 to current. So there's another grouping. That is the most expensive per book grouping that I have, and I mean, for the age, I don't think that's absurd. The next set is a set of 18, and these were listed as vintage castle books. These books, let's see here. These are from 1942, I believe. Excuse me. 1951, and they're just these little tiny stories. And if you've watched some of my videos, you see I have a little hutch that's only 4 inches deep. These books were bought for that. So at 18 books with shipping, all of these prices I'm telling you are with shipping, is $26.55. So it's basically like $1.48 per book. And they are all just different stories. Like this one's The Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde. And they're in great shape. They can still be read. The Brother Grimm. And they have some really cool bindings. So this set, there's 4 of them that are green. There is 5 that are this deep burgundy. And then there are, let's flip these around, several that are this black, which are going to be really cool in my little tiny writing desk. So these will fit perfectly. Again, really cool books, tiny. If you had kids, this might be something really cool to read to them. They're just little teeny tiny stories. The last set I'm going to go through here with you is probably it's definitely the biggest set. So these were listed as, this was a search I did just by color, vintage blue books, and I came across these. And this is a set of, where are we at here? 14 books. They're vintage best known works from 1942. So they were $87.84. So that breaks down to $6.28 a book. And these are all like known authors. Well, just Dickens, Shakespeare, Clary Isbin, Cooper, Stevenson, Scott. I mean, there are just tons of them. So, and these are all in great condition as well, and beautiful books. So these are going to be styled in one of my bookcases down in my living room, which is a video that's going to be coming up here shortly, because now I finally got them. But I just, again, wanted to give a little tip or share a little video inspired by what you can find if you think maybe a little bit outside of just walking into a store and picking up what you need. Excellent thing about these is obviously they're antique. Obviously they could be passed down. In my circumstances, if I pass away, please run to the Goodwill, because my sister and my nieces aren't going to give a damn about these books. So you're going to get an excellent buy on these. And that's the thing, like, you buy what you find joy in, and if somebody else doesn't, you can't worry about that. But they're cool books. They were a good deal, and there's something that I can see myself eventually having time and actually reading. And these little short stories are perfect, as well as to see what's different from almost 100 years ago in gardening to today. How cool is that to sit down on a winter day and just take a look back at what they did? Maybe it's something that you could put back in place here today and show others or share with others how it used to be done previously. So I hope that this helps in you finding some alternative ways to find some of the things you're looking for. Granted, it is great to get in and shop with local shops, local antique stores, thrift stores. But if you're looking to do it a little bit more economically, to save a little bit more money, don't feel that you can't search online to find what you're looking for. eBay is an excellent option, and I'm going to do a few more videos on some vintage finds on eBay. I find a ton of oil paintings, a ton of watercolor paintings. A lot of my stuff is found on eBay, and that's the great thing about it too, is because not everyone is going to have this in their home. So it's a true, genuine piece for someone to come into your home and look and be like, wow, where did you find that? Or wow, where did you get that? Could I read through that? Could I page through that and just look at it? So think outside the box and find something that you're interested in and that will still show beauty in your space. I appreciate your time. Thanks very much. Have a great day.